Welcome to How to Cook That. I'm Anne Reardon, and in this video we are looking at the most dangerous hack I have seen on the internet. But before we get to that, I wanted to start with something interesting. Morgan sent me a link to this video on Facebook. Now, we've covered cooking meat in toasters in a previous video. Toasters are hot, so if you keep putting it down repeatedly for about 20 minutes, you can get it to cook a thin steak. But you end up with a very tough piece of meat and meat juice all through your toaster, which is not good for bacterial contamination. On top of that, because you've put it down repeatedly for 20 minutes, the toaster itself gets very, very hot. One guy even burnt his house down trying to use this hack. We have also done videos covering the dangers of putting foil in your toaster. There's a reason why every toaster manufacturer says in their instructions, do not put foil in the toaster. It could give you an electric shock, it can cause fires, it's just not a good idea. On top of all of that, the video is clearly faked because the sausages and the bacon took the same amount of time to cook as a piece of toast did, and we know that that's not true. As bad as that video is, that's not why Morgan sent it to me. He sent it to me because it was posted on YouTube's Facebook page and shared with their millions of followers. As humans, we are susceptible to a thing they call in psychology the illusionary truth effect, which is the more we see something, even if it's implausible, we are more likely to believe it to be true. So it's important that YouTube doesn't promote these videos and doesn't keep getting them seen by more and more people. I also found it curious because this video wasn't just shared from YouTube, it was natively uploaded to Facebook. So they've taken the content, edited it to how they want it, and uploaded it to their Facebook page. So I asked YouTube to confirm whether this was their official Facebook page and if creators get paid for the use of their videos on YouTube's Facebook page, to which they responded saying, yes, that is YouTube's official Facebook page. No, creators are not generally paid for use of their videos. YouTube uses the page to spotlight our creators. Using anybody's content they want from the whole of YouTube to be able to put videos up on their Facebook page certainly seems to be working for YouTube. They've got 86 million followers on Facebook. But is it working for the creators that they spotlight? Well, let's have a look at a different one because I don't want to show you the bad one again. Let's look at one by Wiggles Art. If we have a look here, it was uploaded 2 weeks ago to YouTube's official Facebook page and it has 1.3 million views there. If we click on the post, you can see the logo pops up super quickly and then there's a link over to the original. All the comments are positive, people like it, they're loving it. But if we go to the actual YouTube channel, we can see here that this video has 18,000 views, which seems fairly typical on that channel at that time. So while YouTube got 1.3 million views on this video, it didn't seem to be any advantage to the Wiggles Art channel. They do have quite a lot of interesting videos, so go check them out and give them some extra views. But I didn't know if you would be aware as a YouTuber that when you upload a video to their platform, you're giving them permission to do this. It's actually in the terms of service. If we read it, it says, by providing content to the service, or in other words, uploading a video, you grant YouTube a worldwide, non-exclusive, royalty-free, sub-licensable and transferable license to use that content in connection with the service and YouTube's business. So I guess the Facebook page is YouTube's business, including for the purpose of promoting and redistributing part or all of the service. So they can use your videos however they like. If you're a YouTuber, let me know what you think of that in the comments. In this next one, they take a carton of milk and add some tea bags and some sugar.
Just a little bit more.
Lots of sugar. And then they put it in the fridge for a few hours. And then it says you'll notice it becomes milk tea jelly. It looks horrible. It really does. I don't know why anyone would want to make it because it doesn't look good, which would be the only thing that would make me go, maybe it isn't fake, because surely if you're going to fake it, you would make it look appetizing and make it look yummy. But as always, let's test it out. They had a pint bottle of milk. We don't get that size here, so I am measuring out a pint of milk into a bowl instead. Then they added 2 tea bags, and this is the exact same brand of tea as they used in their video, and then they added some sugar. They probably had a little bit more than that, put a bit more in. Then push them down, and I'm going to give a quick stir and then pop that in the fridge overnight. And the next day you have milk with tea bags in it, and if you scoop right down to the bottom, the sugar is just sitting there. So that video is definitely faked. If you wanted to make a jelly, then you would need to heat the milk and sugar so that the sugar can dissolve, and then add some tea bags into the hot milk and jiggle it around as much or as little as you want just to flavour it. Then you're going to need to add some gelatin because that's what's going to make it set. I've just got some gelatin sheets here that I've soaked in water, and you squeeze the extra water out, put them into the hot milk and stir it until it dissolves. Then pop that into the fridge overnight. As you may know, I don't drink tea or coffee, so I'm definitely not going to like this dessert, but let's see what Dave thinks of it.
Okay, here we go. It is sand-coloured gelatinous mass with a nice wobble. It's odd. It's sort of sweet, very milky, like almost a Coke milk jelly or tea. Yeah. I'm not sure it's a winner.
Don't bother making that, it is not good. If you want some yummy recipes, check out my last video, which was 7 easy lemon dessert recipes. There are plenty in there. Now, before we do the next one, let me tell you about today's sponsor, KiwiCo. They make fantastic educational crates that will suit ages from toddlers right through to adults. We get the Eureka crates delivered every month. It has a magazine about the theme of the box, which is great for home learning. And the projects are really well designed to encourage kids to get involved in STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and maths. The instructions are kid-friendly and easy to follow, and everything you need to make the project is included in the box, so you don't need to go to the shops and get anything. Getting this one back into the net does take some practice, but it's a whole lot of fun trying. Click on the link in the description below to get 50% off your first month. Now to the most dangerous hack that I have seen yet. This hack has already killed 34 people in the US, and that is only counting the ones that have been reported in newspapers. There may well be a lot more than that, and certainly there are many more around the world. The hack is called fractal wood burning or Lichtenberg wood burning. There are heaps of videos on TikTok showing people doing it. Essentially, it uses electricity to burn a lightning or a tree-like pattern into wood that's been dampened. The results are unique every time, and it does look pretty impressive, which is why people want to try it for themselves. Then they head over to YouTube and find more videos showing people doing it, including how-to videos that show you how to make your own fractal wood burning device using parts from an old microwave. It is so dangerous that the American Association of Woodturners has banned any demonstrations of it at their events, and they will not publish anything about it on their website except for articles saying how dangerous it is. So why is it so dangerous? Well, to explain that, let me draw you a picture. We'll start with our piece of wood, and then we'll wet that with a mixture of water and bicarb. Then over here we have a power point that we will plug the machine into. And in the middle here we have a box, which in most how-to videos is a transformer that has been taken out of a microwave. So they attach one side of the transformer to the power supply, and on the other side they have a couple of car jumper cables, and in these alligator clips they add long metal spikes that they touch the wood with. Then you turn it on and the electric current starts to burn patterns into the wood. One of the problems with this hack is that people don't understand what is happening inside the microwave transformer. On this side, the wire does a few turns around, but on the other side, it has lots and lots and lots of turns. And what that effectively does is it takes the 120 volts or 240 volts that are coming from the power outlet, depending on where you live, and it transforms that into 2000 volts. Which means if you accidentally touch the metal on those alligator clips, or you touch the wood, or you touch the table if it's not on a non-conductive surface, you are going to be delivered 10 times the amount of power that's needed to stop your heartbeat. And in 7 out of 10 cases, the person is dead before they even hit the floor. There is just no margin for error here. one little lapse in concentration, one little error, and you're dead. It's not a good hack for anyone to try. And you'll remember from our previous video that was talking about electricity, and it had that stupid metal electric plug which short circuits everything and is dangerous in itself. But you'll remember in that the residual current device on our house flicks the power off because it notices there's something wrong, and as a safety measure it flicks it off. And most modern houses have a device or some sort of safety device that's going to flick the power off if someone's getting electrocuted. Well, that doesn't happen with this machine, and once again the problem is what's happening inside that microwave transformer. You may have noticed that there are no wires connecting one side of the transformer to the other. The charge actually passes from one winding to the other using a pulsing magnetic field. So in this half, everything continues to operate as normal. The safety switch doesn't kick in because it's not noticing anything abnormal happening. In one sad case in Wisconsin where a couple were both electrocuted, if someone is being electrocuted, it's important you turn off the power before you touch them or you also will be electrocuted. And then in their case after that, because the power continued to go through, the whole house burnt down.
We do know that the fire started in the garage before spreading to the home. We believe that the fractal wood burning equipment that caused the electrocutions likely started the fire.
Now that you know just how many volts of electricity are going through that and that there is no safety off switch, I want you to watch a couple of these clips again and tell me, would you walk this close to a fractal wood burning machine knowing if you just brush that wood with your leg, there's a 7 out of 10 chance that you're dead? Would you hold these alligator clips in your hand as so many videos show people doing, knowing that one little mishap, you slightly touch that metal and it's all over? Well, sadly, this guy learnt that the hard way, and his widow, in an interview with a local newspaper, said that he was not aware of the dangers. She went on to say, "We knew he could get a shock, but we had no idea it could kill you. There were no warnings with the videos. If he had have known, he never would have done it." There is a small number of people who have managed to survive a fractal wood burning injury, and that is usually due to the fact they've got someone watching who has managed to turn off the power immediately, start CPR because their heart has stopped, and by some miracle emergency services managed to get to their house within a few minutes, which is pretty rare here in Australia. I don't know about the rest of the world. But even those people aren't left unscathed. They usually have very bad injuries to their hands and permanent injury to their hearts. Mary Calhoun was walking with her fractal wood burning device. She'd finished using it and she tripped as she went to put it somewhere and turned it on accidentally. This is what her hands looked like after the surgeons had tried to rescue them so that she had some functionality for the rest of her life. Trust me, you don't want to see the before photos. We're talking severe burns. We're talking 2,000 volts here. We're not playing with tiny amounts of current. This is just not worth the risk, people. And in case you're thinking, oh, well, she should have been wearing insulating gloves that would protect her from the electricity. Part of the problem is if you do that, the rest of your body could still brush up against the table or the wood or anywhere else. It's not just your hands. But also people don't know how many volts they're dealing with, so the insulating gloves are often not enough. Listen to this from Brem from Utah.
I remember just gasping for air, looking down and seeing the smoke coming off of my gloves that were basically welded to my hands.
And just in case there are any electricians out there who are thinking, well, of course it's dangerous, it's electricity, but if you know what you're doing and you're careful, you'll be fine. I'll be fine to do this. 2 of the deaths that I flashed up before were men who were experienced electricians and they left behind their wife and kids. So don't do it. It is just not worth it. If I had my way, YouTube would make a policy against dangerous hacks and dangerous how-to videos. They've got one against dangerous pranks and dangerous challenges. Why isn't there one for dangerous hacks? I don't know, but I feel like we've been waiting a long time for them to listen on this one, so it's up to you. If you know anyone who is thinking about doing fractal wood burning, please share this video with them because you might just save their life. With thanks to my wonderful patrons for all of your support that allows me to make these sort of videos. If you liked this video, please do like, comment, subscribe, share, tell the algorithm that you liked it so that more people will get to see it and will see the warning. Make it a great week by being kind to others, and I'll see you on Friday.